Welcome to Now's the Time podcast, live from Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to talk about now's the time to be happy. Before we get into what the podcast and what the YouTube's dedicated to about self-improvement, finding your self-esteem, being able to regain your self-confidence, we're going to go into a little bit about opportunity knocks. This program took 40 years to develop the 7 modules from life experiences. Over the next year, we're going to have 1,000 teachers of Now's the Time teaching program, teaching all around the world. And this is to help millions and millions of people get over their hurts and pains. We all have a need for certainty. At the same time, if things are too certain, then life becomes boring. So at the same time, you don't want to take your wife for granted, your husband for granted. You need uncertainty. So there has to be a balance between certainty in your life and uncertainty. It's kind of like you save your money, you invest in the stock market, and your 401 is growing and you're certain you're going to have a good retirement. Then wow, up pops a bubble, a banking bubble in 2008, and it busts and your retirement takes a big hit. So what was certain becomes uncertainty. With uncertainty comes fear. Now fear is a good thing. It's a motivator to make corrections. So let's give an example. You're married for a long time to your spouse, husband and wife, and you're certain that the marriage is great, but there might be some communication problems to where you don't understand her. It's kind of like men are from Venus and women are from Mars, or the other way around. And so you get lost in the thing of certainty. And guys have a tendency to say, oh, I worked all day long. I come home, even though the wife worked all day long too, she has to come home, tend to the kids, tend to the dogs, cook, clean, do everything. And what was the magical love at the beginning becomes the routine. And without constant nurturing, love dies. You have to constantly water your love. You have to water your love or you will become unhappy. So you look around today compared to the 1960s, look at the divorce rate. Everywhere you go, people are married for a couple of years, they're having affairs, meeting somebody at work. Before you know it, he's fooling around, she's fooling around, and people are divorced. In my day, you never seen divorces. You might have heard of them in PRP growing up in the 60s, but very few. So now's the time we're going to dive into it. We're going to teach you from 7 different modules the basic life skills to improve your life. We're going to start with the first module, and we're going to teach you, and the last time you probably took any kind of class like this was the 2nd or 3rd grade. So everything's a foundation. You have to be able to learn one building block and build a strong foundation and pour that foundation solid before you can build a house on it or a building or whatever you want to build. So we're going to teach you how to triple your reading speed, and we're going to teach you how to triple your comprehension. After the first module, you'll be in the top 1% of every human being on the planet in reading speed. After the second module, you'll be in the top 1% on memory, on comprehension in the entire world. Now that's a big skill. We lost the ability to have a close relationship with our kids, a close relationship with our husband, and a close relationship with the Lord. Now people say, oh, I don't believe in God. I said, well, that's okay. God believes in you. But if you want to make a lot of money, whether you believe in God or not, take my reading course, and when you can read 3 times faster than you do now, 500-600 words a minute or whatever, read 10 pages of the Bible every day. You know what happens in 1 year? You've read the whole Bible. In 2 years, you've read it twice. There's enough stuff in the Bible about how to treat people and how you should be treated by other people. It talks in the Bible about loaning money. Don't do it without collateral. Everything is a financial guide to happiness. Now, there's a lot of stories in the Bible, and the stories are there that we might have all heard. Daniel in the lion's den, Samson and Delilah, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. There's a lot more stories in there in the Bible that are entertaining. So we're going to get into how you can have a better relationship with your wife, how you can look in the mirror and you can finally say, I can be anything I want to be. This is the solution. We're rewiring your brain. We're going from what I use, the techniques I use to get okay. God, I should have died 4 times. God, I sit in a chair, in a wheelchair on the front porch with a broken neck. God, I cut my thumb off and should have died. And the neighbor was home, couldn't find his keys, they were in his pocket. God, I fell off a 5.5-story building. Broke my collarbone. Broke 4 ribs. Punctured a lung. How did I live through that? God, lifted so much weights. Had an aneurysm. Passed out on stage. Lifting 330 pounds, I weighed 155. Had to walk for 2 years holding onto the walls of stuff. What do you want me to do? You know what to do. You are to teach the world the things that I spared you for, that I instilled in you, that I gave to you. I gave you the knowledge, I gave you the teachers, I gave you the mentors to get okay, to make a great life. I had to bring you back, bring you to me. Now, let's go save the world. Let's teach the world what you know. Let's make life better for everybody. Until next time, this is Ronnie Needham saying, God bless.